Think about the last time you spent $80. Was it on a fast casual dinner you barely remember? Or maybe a kitchen gadget that is currently gathering dust in your bottom drawer? Now, think about the last time you spent $8. Maybe it was a cheap notebook where you sketched out a new business idea, or a warm cup of coffee shared with an old friend. Isn't it strange how the things we pay the most for often bring us the absolute least amount of happiness? Most of us are wasting over $3,000 a year on what I call ghost purchases, things we buy, forget, and never actually enjoy. But there is a simple, almost mathematical shift in how you view money that stops this waste instantly. And the best part? It does not make you feel deprived. In fact, it actually lets you spend more on the things you truly love. To understand why we do this, we have to look at how we are wired. Picture this. You have had a brutal day at work. Your inbox is overflowing, your boss is breathing down your neck, and your energy is at absolute zero. You get home, open your phone, and a targeted ad pops up. It is a sleek, beautiful coffee maker. It costs $120. In that moment of exhaustion, your brain does not see a coffee maker. It sees an escape. It sees a version of you that is rested, organized, and sipping espresso in a sunlit kitchen. So, you click buy. But here's the twist. 2 weeks later, the novelty wears off. The machine is hard to clean. The pods are expensive. You are back to your regular routine, and that $120 machine is just sitting there. A silent monument to a moment of weakness. Why does this happen? It happens because we have been taught to measure the value of things by their price tag, rather than their utility of happiness. We focus so much on the cost of the item, but we completely ignore the cost of our time. Every dollar you spend represents a fraction of your life energy. It represents the hours you sat at your desk, the meetings you endured, the stress you carried. When you spend money, you are trading your life for an object. That is where the joy ratio comes in. The joy ratio is a simple formula that changes how you look at every single dollar leaving your bank account. To find it, you divide the cost of an item by the number of hours of genuine happiness it actually brings you. The goal is to calculate your cost per joy hour. Let us look at some real numbers so you can see how this works in your own life. Imagine you buy a premium video game for $60. You play it for 100 hours over the course of 3 months. When you run the math, $60 divided by 100 hours is just 60 cents per hour of joy. That is an incredibly high-yield purchase. It is cheap, sustainable fun. Now let us compare that to a $90 designer shirt. You bought it on impulse because it was on sale. You wear it exactly once to a dinner party where you felt slightly uncomfortable, and now it sits in the back of your closet. $90 divided by 3 hours of wear is $30 per hour of joy. Which one was the better purchase? The $60 game or the $90 shirt? The numbers do not lie. Or consider the convenience trap. You order food delivery because you are tired. It costs $45 for a lukewarm burger and soggy fries that arrive 40 minutes late. You eat it while scrolling your phone, barely tasting it. Total active joy? Maybe 15 minutes. That is an hourly rate of $180 for a mediocre meal. When you start looking at your spending through this lens, something incredible happens. You naturally start to eliminate what I call the mid-tier trap. These are the purchases that sit in the dead zone. They are not cheap enough to be effortless, but they are not high quality enough to bring long-term fulfillment. They are the $30 subscription boxes you forget to cancel. The $50 dinners that taste average. The $80 shoes that give you blisters. By using the joy ratio, you stop feeling guilty about spending money on things that actually enrich your life. If you love travel and a $1,200 flight brings you 200 hours of pure, unforgettable adventure, that is $6 an hour. That is a fantastic investment in your happiness. You do not need to cut that out. You do not need to live a life of pure deprivation. You just need to stop bleeding money on the silent, joyless expenses that fill the gaps in between. So, how do we put this into practice starting today? It starts with a simple rule. The 72-hour pause. The next time you are about to buy something that is not an absolute necessity, wait. Step away from the screen. Close the tab. Ask yourself one question. How many hours of active joy will this purchase actually give me? If you are buying a $100 pair of running shoes that you will wear for 50 runs, that is $2 an hour. Go for it. But if you are buying a $70 smart home gadget just because it looks cool and you know you will play with it for an hour before getting bored, that is $70 an hour. Step back. You are closer to your financial goals than you think. You do not need a restrictive, soul-crushing budget that forbids you from buying coffee. You just need to align your dollars with your actual, lived experience. When you align your money with your joy, the waste disappears naturally. Think about one thing you bought recently that had a terrible joy ratio. What was it, and why did you buy it? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you want to keep building a wealthier, more intentional life without the usual financial stress, hit that subscribe button. Let us take the next step together.